Alright, welcome back. Okay, if you remember this code, there was a previous video we did about skifree. We built our own little ski game. So I actually added in a timer and a few things. So this lesson, or this video, we're going to code the Yeti. I'm going to show you how the Yeti is going to get coded. But just for fun and maybe some research and homework for you guys, I made it so if you get through this little mountain course, ooh, that was almost a stellar move. If you get through this little course, it will, and if you're the fastest time down, it will say new record. Now this is in the local storage, meaning only on this browser. So every time you play this game, you can try and beat it on that browser. Oh, that was a sweet move on camera. All right, here we go. Am I gonna beat it? Oh man, I can't get through there. Nope. See, I was 11.5, world record 11.2. Let me try one more time. I just like to beat the record. If I hold down, I don't bounce as high. Come on. There we go. New record. 10.3. Perfect. Okay, and I added a little button. But what we want to do this time is we're going to put in the Yeti. So if you've ever played skifree, the original, when you get down pretty far down the mountain, rather than making an end, they just have this Yeti come out and meet you. Ours is going to be slightly different. But basically, the idea is, let me get down here. Where do we have Yeti? The idea is we're going to have some sort of Yeti try and capture you, or whatever we want them to do to us. So here we have, what I'm going to make is a timeout function. And basically this timeout function is going to wait a certain amount of time before it runs its code. So if we say after 1.5 seconds, release the Yeti. Now we're going to get a Yeti. I have his image in here. There we go, yeti.png. Yeti.png, and let's move the Yeti. Let's actually just center him horizontally. We're going to have to set his width to like 50. We'll see what that looks like. Okay, so if I save and refresh, there he is. There is the Yeti. After 1.5 seconds, he shows his face and he doesn't do anything. But we want him to come after us, follow us down the mountain. So let's see how we're going to build that. Okay, so we've created the Yeti. The Yeti's going to need a type. Yeti, and he's going to need some sort of friction. We don't want him to look like he's ice skating. We'll do 0.2. What did I do the skier at? Let's see, the skier is 0.1. Maybe we'll put the Yeti at 0.1. Okay, so here is our Yeti. Now, what we want to do is we want to create a set interval function. So if you watched the video where we did the Pong game that played itself with the two different Pong paddles, that game, the paddles only had to move left and right. So it was real easy to do an if statement where you go left or you go right. This one needs to move down and up and all over the place. So hopefully you remember your trigonometry because you're going to need it. Well, I'm going to use it right here. So here's what we need to do. We need to come up with a triangle. Let me show you what I mean by that. I added a little pause feature in here. Pause. Oh, it's not going to work. Let me get the Yeti going first. So what we need to do is we need to find the change in x. So this stands for delta x. So the change in x, and the change in x is going to be our player's x position minus the Yeti's x position. We're going to do the same for y. This will give us a nice little right angle that we can find the slope on. Now we need to find the angle. And I'll talk more about this in a second. I don't know trigonometry super well, but I have memorized how you do this. So we need to make the angle is going to be the arctangent of dy dx. Okay? Stay with me here. I'm going to show you what it's doing. And then what we need to do is we need to go yeti.push right, and we're going to push him right by some number. I don't know how fast we want him to go. Times math.cosine of the angle. And you're probably saying, what in the world are you doing? That's what I was saying the first time I saw this. And then we need to push him down. So the reason we don't need to do a left and a right is because if this number is negative, he'll go left. If this number is negative, he will go up. So we just need a right and a down, and I will show you what it's doing. Let's see if this works. Okay, so here we have our Yeti. we messed something up. We messed up a part of the Yeti. Okay, so I had messed something up. What I forgot was we were doing the arctangent 2. I don't know the difference, but when we put this 2 in here, now it will work. So I'm saved. I'm going to refresh and watch this guy come after me. Doesn't matter where I go. Oh man, he is fast. Might be a little bit too fast. So, oh, that's kind of a cool level. Here, let me show you something here. So if I get away from him a little bit, let me get cruising. Okay, so I paused it. I made a little part in the code where if you press P, if you press the P key, it does this alert and it just pauses it. So what we're doing here, this dx and dy, so notice we're doing player x minus Yeti x. So the computer comes in here and it says, okay, here's our player and here's our Yeti. This is the difference in x. So this little line that my mouse is drawing, there's our dx, and then dy is different in the y coordinate. So you notice it makes this little right angle. And so we are looking for this slope. So we want to know the angle that this hypotenuse makes, if that's the right word. I just pulled that out of my grade school learning. I'm not, or junior high probably. I don't remember if that's the right word. But here we have a right angle, and this guy needs to go along the angle of this top part of the triangle, and that is what this finds. So our angle is, we do the arctangent 2 of dy dx, it finds that angle for us, and then we push right by the cosine of that angle. Why does that work? I would need to go in to do more trigonometry to figure that out. But this code here, it's fun, and if you can kind of understand the basics, you got to get a triangle, you find the angle, and then you push a right direction and a down direction. You use cosine and sine of that angle that you found. And that is what allows this Yeti to follow you. Pretty neat, huh? Homing missiles, anything you want to do. And if we go too high, he's coming back for us. It's his mountain. This is his home turf. Okay, so there we go. So now we have the Yeti coming after us. Now it's just a matter of figuring out what do we do when he catches us. So let's do a quick on hit between the player and the Yeti. And I actually decided to make the Yeti and you guys. So when the player hits the Yeti, we're going to create a new object. Okay, so first we need to destroy the player. X.destroy. Let's have this y.destroy. Actually, before we do that, let's create a new player. We're going to make a little snowman, and the snowman is equal to a new sgs.image, images snowman.png. Snowman needs, I don't know if he needs a type. Snowman. And let's move the snowman to x.x, x.y, and then let's give the snowman, let's see here, let's give the snowman, let's make him push down, and we'll give him we'll give him no friction. Snowman.friction equals 0. Okay, let's see how that works. So let's say the Yeti gets us. Alright, so I'm cruising around. Oh man. Oh, it didn't destroy us. Why didn't it destroy us? Let's see what happened. I have lots and lots of errors. Snow is not defined on line 21. Oh man. I forgot the word man. Alright, now let's try this. Let me close the console. There we go. And we turn into a snowman that slowly slides down the mountain. Okay, so we're pretty much done with the game. Now we just got to wrap it up. So also when that happens, let's create a button. So with using our library, we made an easy way to create a button. It just needs to say play again. And then it's going to create a function. And the reason that we need a function is because when that button is clicked, what do we want it to happen? Let's just have it reload the game. Window location is the same file that we have right there. And then let's center the button. Okay, so we got a button. Let's also make, if the Yeti hits the trees and the rocks, We'll create a function for that too, and we'll just have, we will have y.destroy. He's going to create a destructive path. Now, after you win the game or pass the finish line, you don't want the Yeti messing you up. So let's make sure the Yeti, and when he hits the finish, that he's no more. Keeps giving me all these weird suggestions. Okay, so we're going to go x.destroy. Alright, I think that's probably good. Let's see if we can play this. Alright, I'm running away from him this time. Oh man, I've lost. Okay, I want to see if he dies when he hits the finish line. I need to be able to beat this Yeti. Oh, I see another issue that I had planned for before I made this video. Oh man. We may have made him too fast. Oh, that was a good start. Oh, that was a sweet move. Wow! Yeah, that's about as fast as you can do it. 5.7. And then here he comes for me, and he dies. So if you notice, I do have one little error. Let me hit this Yeti. And then if I hit these keys, our guy shows up. And the reason he shows up is because we have this set image up here. So when we hit the down key, this set image runs. Or if we hit the right key, this set image runs. I forgot, I made this if p equals 1. I made this little variable p and a little if statement so that this can only run if p is equal to 1. I didn't like that guy showing up when the Yeti ate me. So we can just come in here and change p to a different value, and now that if statement won't work. And if I went too fast, pause the video and rewatch it. Not pause it, you'll have to go backwards. Okay, I think we're good. So mainly I wanted to show you that Yeti. And here's how you can get them in. Now this would work, and if I hit the arrow keys, I don't show up. This code here is sweet. This will work with homing missiles. This will work with anything you want to do. It will just follow an object around the screen. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed. And go and download this code from our website. You can go to simplycoding.org. Let me show you. And then you can go into our code dungeon. So if you click here into the code dungeon, you'll see a whole bunch of games that kids have made. Here's one right here that we just got yesterday from Sir Bacon Buster. He made this stick game. It's pretty funny. Now we have this coding demo area. So here's the original skifree. You can play it by clicking on the image. But if you click on this button, download the code, you will get this code. And then you can mess with it and edit it and do whatever you'd like. I'm going to add more comments to this because I want you to see how I did the local storage and saving everything. This took me a little while to get right. I didn't want to do it on video, and I didn't want to delete the code and redo it for you in a video. So you'll just have to look at the comment tags or download the code, and you can figure out how it's done. But once you get the ideas, the concepts of this is what I need to do, then it's just a matter of messing around. I had to look a few things up online to remember the parse int and the parse float, stuff like that. But, okay, hope you enjoyed the video of the Yeti. Keep building your own games. We have a 14-day trial going on if you'd like to try out our courses and give our lessons a try. Our lessons are awesome. We have great support, and we want kids to get into coding and really understand the functionality. We don't care about design, as you can tell, but we want you to know what's happening. Okay, thanks, guys. We'll see you later.